A very warm welcome to this Power to Perform video for sixth form. My name's Mrs. Challoner. Parents were invited to attend this presentation this week, but this video is for anybody who was unable to attend. The purpose of this presentation is fourfold. I want to help you understand what the next academic year will look like and how we're going about bridging the gaps in learning from GCSE to A-level, or indeed from year 12 into year 13, and also what sixth form life is like for your young people and how you can support them effectively, and finally a little bit about how you can support them in their next steps. Before we go any further, I just wanted to mention how very proud we are of the achievements of our outgoing Year 13 group, and I very much look forward to seeing what this year's cohort achieve. Although we are exceptionally proud of our two students who are off to Cambridge, we are equally proud of those going off to universities right across the country, and of course those in employment and apprenticeships. And I'm so pleased that all of our young people are going off to be the best that they can be. Getting to the stage that offers are accepted at universities on results day is an exciting prospect for many, but the journey there, or to an apprenticeship or employment, is our challenge here and now. The transition from GCSE to A-level, year 12 into year 13, and then beyond to the next steps is a challenging one for students. And I maintain that gap, the academic gap between GCSE and A-level, is the greatest jump of any academic stage, but it really is also a leap for parents too. When you supported your child at GCSE, you will have had more say, felt more in control, and been a bigger part of getting their kit sorted for PE, or getting their books and homework organised. But now for your young people, they are becoming increasingly independent, but they still need your direction. But this is all good training for their independent adult life. This slide shows a typical timetable for a sixth form student. You can see that a day in sixth form is very different to a day in Key Stage 4. You can see that there are free periods of time where students will make the most of our Hive sixth form areas to study, and you'll also see home study and enrichment ER on the timetable, and more to follow about that provision. Our enrichment programme is extensive. All students take part in 1 hour's taught enrichment each week. This enrichment lesson provides us an opportunity to focus on study skills, as well as preparation for next steps. The session is taught by me to the whole of the year group, and we might look at things such as our next steps applications, making notes, or looking at the super curriculum. This is where we learn how to get a mastery in a particular subject. So enrichment on the timetable is 1 hour per week, and that is a taught session. Additionally, students are also expected to choose an enrichment society to take part in. And we have many of these to choose from, including our award-winning Let's Talk programme, which was totally developed by students in the sixth form 4 years ago and has expanded and developed over time. In this programme, our sixth form students support those in younger years who might need someone to talk to. Rest assured, there is a whole safeguarding programme behind this to ensure the safety of all of our young people. But it is a fantastic programme that has been recognised for 2 years running at the South Leicestershire Health and Wellbeing Awards. There are other enrichment activities such as reading mentoring and of course a prom committee for year 13. Along the journey to independence is an opportunity for home study. Home study in sixth form is allocated for up to 2 afternoon sessions per week. There are almost no morning sessions agreed. These agreements are made with the tutor and authorised by our sixth form team, and the privilege is allocated to year 13 already and year 12 after half term. But please remember, this can be revoked if attendance or attainment falls below target. We do need parental permission for this, so look out for an email to see how this can be granted. Of course, one of the primary reasons that people have joined us in Hive Sixth Form is to achieve fantastic success, and our students' progress is carefully monitored and supported throughout the year, with testing weeks in Year 12 and PPE, pre-public exams, at the end of the year. Please note the end of year exam for Year 12 is the UCAS PPE, that is amongst other information used to decide the projected grade that we provide to universities as part of their next steps applications. Each and every formal assessment is important in its own right. In addition to this, there will be various in-class assessments that teachers will announce to their classes as and when is appropriate in that specification. So just moving on to a bit of a consideration of work-life balance. We know that our young people want to get some part-time work, and we really do encourage that. Part-time work can have a really positive impact on a young person's independence, and also, of course, those transferable employability skills. But please can I ask you to support us in ensuring that each young person does no more than 8 to 10 hours a week on their part-time job. We can see a really clear impact on their studies when a young person is doing more than these hours on their part-time work. Not only is there an impact on their studies, but it also means that they don't have time to take part in some of the enrichment opportunities, the societies that are made available to them. So, although it is really important the young person thinks to get money in their pocket, and I do agree, I agree with them, I know that that is important, I will please ask you to help them to take a long-term view and make sure that there is a work-life balance. So just to kind of review and some top tips for you. I know that your young person is older, but please can I ask you to encourage a routine at home of them getting up at a reasonable time, getting to school on time and completing their studies. Please encourage your young person to have a helpful study space, and can you also be aware of those key assessment dates? Please do communicate with us if there is an issue, if you see your young person struggling. We are all here to help, and our email addresses are at the end of this presentation. Those of you who are Year 13 parents will know that last year we sent out a weekly Hive bulletin. That will be coming again this year. Our feedback from parents says that that is useful. The Hive bulletin gives you a rundown of the activities that are important to our young people each week. It is primarily for the student, written for the student, but I do share that with you because you might find it useful to know what is happening. Just a quick mention now about financial support. We run a bursary scheme, so if you have a household income of less than £25,000, you may be eligible for some support, and you can receive support for transportation costs and stationery, etc. for your young person. So if you find yourself in need of some financial support, then please do get in touch. Students should come to the sixth form office and ask for a bursary form and complete that, and then we can help and support you. So just a little bit of information now about your next steps. There is so much information available to students to find out about their next steps, but it is just worth me mentioning a few things to yourselves. First of all, a note about apprenticeships. Unlike the progression to university, apprenticeships is very, very much done on an individual student level. So students are encouraged to keep their eyes open throughout the year. Myself and our careers lead, Mr. Ford, will be sharing opportunities, but students need to find their own position. We will, however, help with applications and help with interview skills, etc. But because every employer is very, very different in the way that they wish for their applications to be heard, then this is done on a person by person, application by application basis. So if your young person is interested in apprenticeships, please encourage them to find an apprenticeship towards the end of the year in year 13, and then we can help and support in that way. Around about 80% of our young people go off to university, and it is difficult to see which university might be best for you. There are a variety of websites that can help you decide which university is best, and the one that is on the screen is one of the better ideas. But universities very much vary in terms of how their teaching and learning is done, what courses they are, whether they are on a campus or in a city situation, what industrial links or sandwich courses there might be, how big they are, and how far they are from home. So every university is different and every young person will have different needs. So it's important that they listen to our help and support, and also take serious consideration into what sort of course at what sort of university. For some parents, this is an easy process. For others, there is lots of help available. So the UCAS website is a good choice, a good place to start. UCAS website, and on there are things like how to calculate whether or not a young person is appropriate for that university or that course. Many courses ask for a certain number of tariff points, and on this slide is a tariff point calculator. On the UCAS website there is also a personalised tariff calculator that you can use. Once a young person has made their choices, we will then make their application through to the UCAS website. Students can make 5 choices unless they are a medic, in which case they can only opt for 4 medicine courses. So once those 5 choices have been made and the application has gone to the UCAS website, students then have to make 2 final choices, one firm and one insurance. The firm is the one that they are contractually bound to attend, and the insurance is if I don't quite get to the grades for the firm choice, then the insurance should be of a lower value, so a lower tariff or less points or lower grades than the firm. So an insurance is a drop down. If I don't quite get my firm choice, I then move to my insurance. So key points and dates, which I haven't mentioned yet. For some students, their application needs to be in very, very soon. So these are students who are going to Oxford or Cambridge, or going on to do medicine or veterinary. So that is October the 15th. Clearly that's in the holidays, and so all of those students have been asked to get their application in by the 5th of October to give us time to get that sent out. For all other students, we have an internal deadline of December the 17th. I have put on there the UCAS final deadline, but please be aware that that is the deadline for me to send off the application, and I need the students to have completed their part of it way before the 25th of January. So we are asking for a deadline of the 17th of December for university applications. Most students will opt for at least 2, if not 5 courses, and I would suggest that most students should opt for 5 courses. And so there is a UCAS fee of around £26, and that is paid directly to UCAS. The college has nothing to do with those payments. They need to go off to UCAS, please. So you need to choose those options carefully, but rest assured that every single one of the applications are checked and sent by myself. So if you have any questions about anything at all that I have talked about in today's presentation, whether it be home study and you have some uncertainties about that, or whether it be you are uncertain about how to support your young person into their next steps, your student's tutor is ideally your first port of call, please, and Year 12 email addresses are up on the screen. And moving on to Year 13 email addresses as well. So the student's tutor is the best person to speak to, but of course I am available and more than happy to help. So all that's left for me to say is that students have made a fantastic start to the year. We are really looking forward to seeing their success at the end of the year, and thank you for listening.